Good morning, everyone. It's good to see you all on a rather gloomy looking Sunday morning, but there's brightness and cheer and love here. And that's what we come here to experience every Sunday. This place has a wonderful, positive energy about it. And we're so glad that each of you, could join us today. Today is kind of a special day within the Unity hierarchy of things to do. It's our burning bowl ceremony. As each of you came in, you should have gotten a piece of flash paper. Is there anybody who doesn't have flash paper? If that could be taken care of, please. On this flash paper, you're to write whatever it is that you want to let go of. One here too, Jim, or Ray, either one of you. So just over there, Ray, over there too. Susan needs one, don't you, Susan? And I need one, Ray. Okay, now on this, you are to write what you want to let go of. What is there in your life that no longer serves the purpose that it originally had? Everything we have and do at some point had a purpose for us. And as we live through life, we end up letting go of things that no longer serve the purpose that they had. To illustrate this, I want to tell a story that I've never told here. In fact, I've only told it one or two times since I went off the road in 2000 after 12 years. It was 1991. The second year that I was out on the road full-time. I'd been part-time in 89 and went full-time in 90. And like most unknown, and that's what I was, speakers, it was a struggle. It was a struggle financially, and I knew that. I was accepting of that. And the Wednesday before Labor Day, I was in downstate Illinois, and I did a workshop for 10 people. Hour-and-a-half workshop for 10 people. And I was talking about how much God loves us. And having self-worth and self-esteem because God loves us. God doesn't make junk. At the end, I did what I always did for the full time I was on the road. I let them know that that was the end of the talk, and that I was willing to accept hugs from anyone who wanted to have a hug. And from the middle of the church, this one man got up and he came arms wide open, tears streaming down his face. And he had the gaunt and the walk of people who have a handicap of some sort. Turns out that he had a mental handicap. And only a few years before, he had been let go from the facility he was in because no longer did we keep the marginally functional mental cases enclosed. He'd been there since he was a teenager. He's in his 50s. And he comes down, arms wide open, and tears streaming down his face. And I hug him, and I whisper in his ear, "It's okay. Whatever it is you feel, it's okay." I don't know what he's feeling, but whatever it is, it's what he's feeling. And then he says to me as he pulls back, "Oh, Charles, before today, I never knew that God could love me." It kind of hit me like a brick. In Memorial Day weekend, I stayed with my brother Dick, who at that time was living at Croton Hardy, had a big house, had a separate office area. He and his wife each had Cadillacs. Down on the dock, he had all the toys, including jet skis and everything for them and the two kids. And he said to me, he said, "Look, Chuck, stay an extra day, and I'll take Tuesday off, and I'll make some calls. You're a hell of a good salesman, you always have been, and we'll find you a job that will pay you $40,000, $50,000 a year plus expenses. I'll help you do that." I thought about it. I'd been in sales a long time. It was what I had done to make a living until I threw it all away, as my father put it, and went out on the road. And I'm sitting on the dock looking at all the toys, thinking about it. And as I sat there on the dock and I looked out across the water, I thought about the handicapped man and his tears and what he said. And I knew what I had to do. I had to totally let go of everything I'd been before and follow what my heart and what God, as I know God, was telling me to do. And it went on until 2000. And then for various reasons, it ended. And I was okay with that, too. I felt like God was telling me, mission completed. And 2 years later, while I was here in Grand Rapids, where I was born and raised, of course, I had the physical collapse. I've never left. And I'm not sorry about that. I've been a member of this church since April of 2002. And I love you all, and you've given me a lot of love back. It's a matter of what you choose to do. If you know it or not, you're making conscious choices. And every choice to do something includes the choice to let go of something else. You can have it all. You can have everything you want. And to do that, you have to let go of everything you no longer want, no longer need, and it no longer serves any purpose for you. Each of us have these choice points. Each of us have this ability within us to do something that adds. You don't have to go out and be a speaker. You don't have to be Mike Rourke. I'm glad to see you here today, Mike, as our spiritual leader, and I'm glad he is our spiritual leader. And to do that, he's had to make some choices too. We're always making choices. Those choices include taking something and letting go of something else. And that's okay, because it is the natural order of things. It is the way God structured the universe. And most importantly, it includes the most important gift that God gave to each of us: free will, the ability to choose. If you tell me, I didn't choose this, you did. If you choose to stay where you are, you're choosing it. If you choose an action, that's a choice too. We are always choosing. What is it in your life that no longer serves the purpose that it originally did, and you no longer need it? What is it in your life that you can let go of and let something new come in? Maybe you don't even know what the new thing is going to be. That'll be God's gift to you. And since God is within, it's your gift to you. The big thing is to let go and to let God. It sounds easy, and it ain't that easy. You have to make some hard choices sometimes. And every time I ever thought about leaving the road before I finally got the message, you're done. Okay. I'd think about that handicapped man. And I knew what I had to do. Regardless of age or gender or anything else, what is it that your heart is telling you to do? What is it that your heart is telling you to let go of? The two songs today were both straight from the Unity Songbook. And that's the way I wanted it. I didn't want any new fangled songs or anything. I wanted solid Unity songs, letting go and letting God type things. Because that's what's important. We make choices. I remember visiting Ramona. How many years ago was that you were in the hospital, Ramona? 2015? 4 years. And Dick Ammons and myself stood on each side of the bed, each of us holding one of her hands for an hour, praying. And she was out of it. I don't know if she knew we were there or not. And it didn't matter to us. We prayed for her. And she recovered. She's come back as tough as ever. She's a fighter. She knows she has choices yet to make and things yet to do. And you've done a wonderful job with Nick. Each of us has to make a choice. And that choice gives us results which take us into another choice. Every step you take leads you to another step, and sometimes a crossroad, and which way do you go? Wow. It's all choices. And sometimes it's letting go of things, actions, behaviors that we've had for years and years. We find they no longer serve us. And that's okay. I want to read to you from my favorite book of poetry, which I have used here before, but I haven't used this particular. Remember Your Essence by Paul Williams, not the Paul Williams that wrote all the music, but a different Paul Williams, the poet. And while I was in the midst of my divorce in 1987, a good friend of mine gave me this book and said, "Charlie, this is something that you're going to like." And I did. And I'd read the book over and over again while I was processing what was going on in my life. I want you to relax, listen to the words. Picture a burning log, like a fireplace, a hearth. Now see it as if it were floating in the air a few feet in front of you, and notice that there are two elements, the log and the fire that clings to it. Now move the image of the burning object into your body so that you can feel the warm, comforting glow inside of your chest. This burning log is real, and it exists inside you. The inexhaustible log is your essence. The fire, the flame, is your life. You are a source of warmth and light. Children who are cold or lonely or unsure come to you for comfort, and you always have comfort to give. Even at your moments of greatest doubt, when you feel totally closed down to the world and to yourself, the light still burns in you. The life still burns in you, and your essence remains pure and powerful and untouched. Your fears and resentments may blind you, may cripple you, may seem totally to absorb you, but they cannot stop you from being a source of warmth and light. You are who you are, regardless of who you think you are. Your thoughts affect your actions, and they affect your perception, your experience of everything around you. Your thoughts control your experience of reality, but your thoughts cannot affect or change or control or even touch who you are. You are a power that has nothing to do with what you do or what you say or who you know or what you know or where you are or what you look like or your skills or your talents or what you have, your possessions. Your power is your essence, your presence. It is a heat and light coming from your burning log, and it touches everyone you come in contact with. You are who you are, regardless of who you think you are. Ray, would you light the candle for me? Now, in the moment, just be still and reflect on what you have let go of, what you have chosen to let go of. And think of all the possibilities that you can now let enter your life. We are new at every moment in time. Your cells are constantly renewing themselves. They used to say that the heart and lungs didn't do that. Research has found the heart, lungs, and brain also renew constantly. Do you know that every cell in your body renews every 7 years? You're constantly a new person. So why are you hanging on to things that are years old and no longer serve the new you? We are who we are, and we can be what we can be. And to each and every one of you, as we approach the new year in just a couple of years, all I have to say is, Happy New You. Namaste.